Homage to the Buddha, homage to the Dharma, homage to the Sangha. Welcome everyone. Today I would like to talk about a very interesting and important subject, which are the Four Noble Truths and the Four Great Vows. The Four Noble Truths are a very important teaching that are shared by all Buddhist schools. The first Noble Truth is the fact that life is suffering. That's generally the translation we see. We like better the translation, the life is in satisfaction. There are good things in this life. It's not all suffering, but even those good things have an end, including this very life. But there is nothing to be guilty of. That is the very natural way of this world. So the question could be how to live in this world of insatisfaction. This world that we keep creating for ourselves and others. But before jumping to action, and we, especially as Westerners, we like to find solutions. The Buddha tells us that there is a second noble truth, which is to see the root of insatisfaction, which is illusion. Illusion on ourselves, on our world, on how things really are. Illusion that are born from greed and anger, from like and dislikes, from the stories we tell ourselves, and from which we base all our acts upon. These very stories that we keep repeating, that we keep forging, are the nest of our acts, of our habits. So again, how to act on our insatisfaction, on our suffering, dukkha? Well, there is a natural tendency, and again, especially in the West, to try to change what is around us. Our world, our society, our politics, and we make a group of friends and we try to change things in this world. And it can be very good, but we can also be fooled by this tendency to look outside for things to change. Yet the true origin of insatisfaction, of that kind of suffering we are pointing to, is right within ourselves. And we are really the only persons we can truly change. We can act upon our natural tendencies. We can act upon the habits and the knots that are tying our view of reality. But we can't act upon the views of others directly. So the ground of changing is between ourselves, and that's very important. Well, the third noble truth is that now that you know that you have identified the insatisfaction in your life, that you've seen where it comes from, well, there is a possibility of an end to it. And that's a radical message. We can take it lightly, but it's a very radical message to give to people, to show that it's possible to end suffering here and now in this life, not in the future, not tomorrow, but to act upon it now. That can change lives, that can change our life. So the third truth is the truth of cessation of the insatisfaction, of dukkha. It is showing, as I said, a possible end to our usual way of thinking and acting. To put it in another way, it's possible to not be the victim, to not be in the passenger seat of our life, but to be in control of it, to be driving our lives. That's very important, to act upon ourselves here and now. And now, of course, the Four Noble Truths that we were pointing to is how. And the Buddha has given us a path, a wonderful eightfold path. And we will see it in more details later, especially when studying the Empty Cloud Manual. So the Eightfold Path traditionally begins with right view and ends with right concentration. And it teaches us all we need to live in the path of cessation of suffering, to live in the path leading to being our true self in this world, beyond our likes and dislikes, the anger and the fear we accumulated, beyond our illusions. But the specificity of Zen is to care about how to manifest our true mind, our true face, our true nature, true acts. And that is why Ming Zen used to say that Zen is a very direct path, expressing the Eightfold Path as right view, right action. We can't, as Chan or Zen practitioners, just practice and end with right concentration. We must seek right action. She used to say, Zen is right view, right action, and karma is action. So wake up. This means that there is no need for high philosophy and commentaries on the nature of karma. It's very simple. Karma is action. And you will understand the subtleties of cause and effect if you taste it in your own life. So it's very simple. Take action. Wake up right now. Ming Zen used to say, it was one of her great Dharma words, as we say, taste it fully. And indeed, each moment is an occasion of awakening. And when we taste it fully, each form is a Buddha teaching us, and each sound is the sound of the great sutra teaching us right now. So it's important to not separate yourself in an ivory tower of practice and Buddhist teachings and robes and books, and adding more likes and dislikes. As she would say, right now, taste it fully and wake up. Now is the moment to take a look at the four great vows. So the first one is sentient beings are numberless. I vow to save them all. And of course it's an impossible injunction. No one can save all beings. We can't even count them. They are numberless. So how to do? It shows us a right intent. The need for great effort, great determination to try what we can again and again. And if each one is doing his part, not considering anything, but just doing what should be done without a speck of greediness, if we try, and we save all beings. Because we all dwell and we all create the suffering and the insatisfaction in this world. The hell sometimes we live in together. So the first great vow is really linked to the first noble truth, the truth of insatisfaction. The second great vow says our wrong views are endless, and we vow to cut them all. Our own views are indeed endless, and they tie us through our own habits, through all the actions we take, the actions of body, mind and thought. They tie us to our own hell we are choosing to live in, and we are choosing to create each day because of illusion, because of fear, because of anger, of greediness, and seeing our true mind, shining the light of attention on the mind ground cuts through our inner doubt like a sharp blade. Actually, Hanshan, a great master of our lineage that we will study later, teaches us about the sword of wisdom that a Watu is. So it is very linked to great doubt that we must cultivate towards any idea, concept, and any preconceptions. Linji used to say, if you see the Buddha, kill the Buddha. And really it points to the second noble truth of the origin of our suffering and insatisfaction in this world, which is our own illusion. So our wrong, deluded views need to be cut right away. The third great vow says that the teachings are infinite, and we vow to learn them all. And of course it's impossible again. And just like the fourth noble truth of the Buddha, the Eightfold Path, it points to the fact that teachings and practices exist in our path, and that we must understand and practice them, to understand and practice their function, what they are meant for fully, with simplicity, humility and sincerity, which are the credo of our Sangha. Otherwise, we end up cultivating illusions, and what was a medicine at the beginning becomes a poison at the end. Because if they are not practiced and understood, the tools for seeing our own delusions, these teachings and practices can serve as more illusions, can serve to feed more likes and dislikes, because we stay human after all. So it's important to stay attentive when we practice the Dharma. Well, the fourth great vow is the Buddha is unattainable. The great Buddha's way doesn't leave even a speck of dust aside. It brings together heaven and earth, and is beyond life and death. It is the true cessation, the true end of deluded thought and action. Well, the thing is, it is possible in this very life. So we need to cultivate great faith, great confidence, because we have that same Buddha nature, that same universal nature, here and now within you, within ourselves. Of course, it is linked to the third noble truth, orienting us to the reality of cessation, of the possibility of ending our habitual tendencies and become a true human being in this world. So, right now, who is listening? Wake up! Oh. Well, of course, following the Four Noble Truths, as I said, is a mean to become a truer, more harmonious human being. And in general, in all Buddhist schools, it is practiced through three principles: Sila, Samadhi, and Prajna. Sila is great discipline, following precepts. It is all our actions when following precepts in our own daily life. It is harmonious or just action, what must be done here and now. Then Samadhi is the egoless state of jhana samadhi. It is Zen itself, not a speck of like and dislike, of you and me, of separation. And when there is true samadhi, then there is prajna. Prajna is direct intuitive wisdom, direct intuitive knowledge. When you drink hot tea, you know that it's hot, you know that it's tea. No words are needed. So prajna is the light that sheds light on the darkness of our habits and knots that are difficult to see. It allows us to truly change here and now. And in this way, we are not using meditation as a way to only enjoy this moment, enjoy our daily suffering. Because this path is a path of transformation. Transformation towards who we really are, beyond our limitation, beyond our false thinking. That is actually why the three of them are needed. Sila, Samadhi, and Prajna is the way, as I said, of all Buddhist schools, the way of the great patriarchs of Chan, especially of the sixth patriarch, Great Master Huineng, who emphasized this point at length in his Platform Sutra. Well, to end this short talk, I would like to make something clear. It is a detail, really, about the four great vows. Sometimes they are said to be the Bodhisattva vows, just like sometimes when taking the 10 great precepts coming from the Brahmanet Sutra, we say we are taking the Bodhisattva vows. My teacher, Mingzen Chakya, co-founder of our Chan order, hated that expression, because it can kind of make us feel that we are already bodhisattvas. And of course, when we act as bodhisattvas, without a speck of ego, when we just act because that's what must be done, we are expressing the bodhisattva way, giving in flesh in this very word. We are, as we are very attached to Kuan Yin, the hands and eyes of Kuan Yin in this word. But really, are we bodhisattvas? It's an intricate thing. It's a path we are always working on. I think we can have a bodhisattva life, a manifestation of all the Buddhist principles. But per se, we don't call ourselves bodhisattvas, we don't call our precepts bodhisattvas, we don't call our vows bodhisattva vows. just to not add more words and more forms and more delusion where it isn't needed. I hope this will help you. So have a great life, have a great practice. Taste it fully and wake up. Amitofo.